What's up, gymologists? It is Kyle. This is Charlie. This is going to be a segment that we are calling Coffee with Coach. This is the coffee. I am the coach. Today we have Grady's cold brew. I had this in the fridge and it is so good. It is actually very strong. It is a concentrate. Pour like half of it in there. It says it makes 8 cups, but I've made probably 16 and it's about halfway there. But today we are going to be doing a question and answer segment. Basically what this is everybody talked to us over our email, over social media, asked us questions, and Charlie's actually going to answer them. So what are you going to do? You're going to ask them, I'm going to answer them, but we're going to answer back and forth. So we actually have a few questions that are from the members of our gym. If you guys don't know me, I own Gymology Fitness. Charlie is a coach here as well as a business partner, and so the point of this podcast is basically to be going over fitness, nutrition, coaching. It's going to be also coffee. We love coffee. We get it every week together. What are some other things we got? Just life in general, faith. We've got a lot of really great things going on. So Charlie, you want to take it away with some questions? We can do that.
Yeah, absolutely. So the first one that we've got, which is really nice, if you're not familiar with this story, I think it's an inspiring story. I think it is an awesome story. And we'll put a link to a previous vlog that we had about this. But the question that we have that we're going to start this one off with is, what inspired you to open Gymology? What was your goal and your purpose?
Okay, so like you said, there was a video, a vlog that we made probably a year ago. It's really fun. You go watch it. We'll put a link in the description here. But the main thing that I wanted to do when I started a gym was basically open up something where people could come that didn't really have a place, because I had clients that came from another gym first, went to my garage. Long story short, I started my gym in a garage at my house, went to a really small 1,000 square foot building. Now we have 8,000 square feet. But the main thing here was creating a space that people could come, feel like they were family, just be loved on. And it was honestly, at the time, the only option that I had. I either had to get a job at somewhere else that I didn't feel called to do, or I had to start a gym, basically.
Yeah.
And so option B, starting a gym, was great. It was scary. It was not something that I did lightly. It was just absolutely the most difficult decision I ever did.
Yeah, that's a huge risk.
Yeah.
You know what I think is incredible about that as a whole is that there's 2 places that come to mind that bring 2 completely different types of people together, and all walks of life.
Definitely.
Ethnicities, social statuses, and it brings them all into one place. The first one that comes to mind is obviously the gym.
Yeah.
What would the other one be?
Church.
The church.
Yeah.
The church and the gym are the
Speaking
2
of,
places.
even last night, Aaron was like, if the gym wasn't here, I wouldn't even be hanging out with y'all.
Absolutely.
And it's really funny because, like, we talked about this with JD the other night.
Yeah.
I was like, in high school, what were you? Like, were you the band kid? I was the band nerd.
Yeah.
We had the jock. We had all sorts of things, and now we are all together.
Absolutely.
And, like, we don't even know each other's past, really, like, to that extent, but we just know where we are today and, like, how different our lives are, really, at the same time, but we're still in the same, like, location at the same time. There's a reason we're here together, and it's just, the past doesn't matter, who you are doesn't matter, we're here together, we're here with a common goal. We want to get the most fit, we want to be living a healthy lifestyle and just enjoy community, and that's the #1 thing that we really push through that.
Absolutely. I'm a person that believes that everything happens for a reason. We don't always know when and why and what the exact reason is. We don't know why that person was put in our lives, but everybody is there. And I believe, Aaron is in my life for a reason. You are in my life for a reason. I mean, all of those things just lined up. I believe that every member that's a part of Gymology is here for a reason, and we are a part of them for an exact reason. So I think that's pretty crazy. So,
absolutely agree with that.
So we will link that vlog there in the liner notes. That'll be a really kind of a fun story for you guys to watch for the history of Gymology, which is pretty cool. So we're going to get into a little bit of business here, which is really exciting for some people. On the business side of things, what has been the most unexpected triumph or success that you've had?
So, I think we were talking about this not too long ago. I had a huge ego, pride issue. Like, for the first 3 years of the business, we were growing, but not fast enough for me to sustain, like, any type of living, like a good living. And so, like, Just one day I was sitting, it was really funny. I was right after our earliest morning class, I was sitting on Instagram scrolling through the stories, like just mindlessly. One of my friends, she's out in California, and so I actually saw one of her classes. She coaches classes like boot camp stuff. I was like, how is your gym filled at 5 o'clock in the morning with like 30 people running outside, pushing sleds, having fun and doing stuff like that? I can barely get like consistently 3 to 10 people like every day. And she's like, hold on one second, I'm really not sure. And then like 4 hours later, I get a call from this guy. And so the guy that called me was the guy that owns the gym in California, and literally changed my life. Like he's like, you got a piece of paper and a pen? And I was like, yeah, why? And he goes, just write down everything that I'm about to do. And so this is before like this huge fitness craze like hit Tulsa. So California obviously gets things before we do. But it hit Tulsa probably 3 or 4 months after I started doing it. And it's saturated now, but like we adjust as needed. So yeah. He was like, this is what you need to do. If you need help, I'll make your website and I'll do this, I'll do that. And I was like, I have someone that can do that, but I am so thankful. And like, he didn't want any money, no compensation at all. And basically the fact that I put my pride on the side, was willing to ask questions and not like feel kind of like I had been defeated yet, but like just talk to this guy. He told me everything I needed to do. And one thing I was actually thinking about the other day, I was like, I saw this question and I thought it's kind of like when you want to get from point A to point B, you plug in an address. And so what are you doing there? You're asking for help to get somewhere. Absolutely. And so like if I don't ask for help, I may make it. Like I'm in Tulsa, I know the streets a little bit. Right. You give me an address, I may make it. But the fastest way to point A to point B is ask somebody who's actually either there, knows how to get there, or along the way you guys can help each other get there. So like 2 heads are better than one. Obviously this guy, I have maybe talked to him like twice since then. But the fact that he told me how to get there, I got to where I needed to be at that moment, and then I kind of figured it out from there because I learned how to do that along the way and adjust it to how it worked with our market rather than the California market, because it's way different, absolutely different. They're paying like insane amount of money in California. He's like, yeah, we're like $260 a month. I'm like, I can't even fathom paying that for like car payments. Right. Yeah, but like no, not for a gym.
I think the biggest nugget that I take away from that is and especially as the whole stereotype of just men as a whole.
Oh yeah.
But
don't want to ask questions.
We don't want to ask questions. We don't want to ask for help.
To do that,
you know, for anything. Hey, I'll figure it out. Even if I have to do it 3 times, I'll figure that out. But that nugget is no matter what, it's small or big, ask for help.
If you guys enjoyed this content and want to hear more, go ahead and click that link in our description. It will take you to our podcast to hear the full episode. Also, we would love to see you guys again. Hit that subscribe and like button, and I will see you guys next time.